Yes, now let's start. Today we'll discuss the image formation by convex lens. Okay, we have discussed spherical lenses, two types of spherical lenses we have discussed. First one is concave lens, then the convex lens. Convex lens, which is thicker in the middle and thinner at the edges. Whereas concave lens is thinner in the middle and thicker at the edges. Okay, and this convex lens, as it converges the rays, so it is also called as the converging lens. And concave lens, as it diverges the rays, so it is called as the diverging lens. Then few terms related to these spherical lenses we have discussed. The first one, optical center. Optical center is the central point of the lens, that we call it as the optical center, and any ray of light which is passing through the optical center goes undeviated, that is goes without bending. Principal axis is the straight line which is passing through the optical center and perpendicular to both the faces of the convex lens. That straight line we call it as the principal axis. Then principal focus, a parallel beam of incident light after reflection, either it actually meets at a point on the principal axis in case of a convex lens, whereas appears to diverge from a point in case of a concave lens. So that point which is lying on the principal axis is called as the principal focus. The distance between optical center to the principal focus, we call it as focal length. Okay, so as I said here, not necessary that both the surfaces, both the curved surfaces have equal radii of curvature. Okay, so here that formula is not applicable as we have done in case of spherical mirrors. Their focal length is half of radius of curvature. Here, not necessary. Okay, so here whenever we draw the image formation, draw the ray diagrams, we'll mark a point 2F. Okay. F will be O to F1, that will be the focal length, and O to 2F will be double the focal length. So we'll mark a point 2F which will be double the focal length. Okay, then we have studied few rules for forming the image. The first rule is a ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction passes through the principal focus in case of a convex lens. Whereas in case of a concave lens, it appears to pass through the focus. The second rule is a ray of light which is passing through the principal focus. After refraction, it will become parallel to the principal axis in case of a convex lens. And in case of a concave lens, a ray of light which is appearing to pass through the focus. After refraction, it will become parallel to the principal axis. And the third rule is a ray of light which is passing through the optical center goes straight without bending. So these are the three rules which you have to remember for the image formation by a convex lens. So today we'll start the image formation by a convex lens. We'll place the object at different positions and the image will be formed at different positions. So we'll discuss the nature of the image, then the size of the image and the position of the image. Okay, so let's start. The first position, object is very far away. That is, we can consider the object to be at infinity. So the first position is object at infinity. Okay, like you can consider it to be the sun. Sun is at infinity, but when the rays are reaching the Earth's surface, they are parallel to each other. So whenever the object is at infinity, the incident rays will be parallel to each other. Okay, so we'll draw the ray diagram. Convex lens, the central point, we call it as the optical center. Draw the principal axis. Principal axis is this straight line passing through the optical center and perpendicular to both the faces. Okay, now here the lens has two foci, one on either side. Okay, so on the left side, we'll mark it as F1 and on the right side, we'll mark it as F2. So if the rays are coming from here, they will be converged on the left side. And if the incident rays are from left side, they will be converged on the right side. So here we'll mark there will be two foci at equal distance from optical center. That is OF1 distance will be equal to OF2 distance. So when you draw the ray diagram, draw it in such a manner that OF1 should be equal to OF2. Okay, again, as I said, the center of curvature we are not going to mark, but we'll mark a point, double the focal length. So, twice the focal length, we mark a point on the left side, which will be 2F1. Similarly, on the right side, we mark a point 2F2. Okay, so these will be the points which we are marking. Optical center, the central point of the lens. On the left side, F1 and 2F1. 2F1 distance, O to 2F1 distance should be double than that of OF1. The same way, on the right side also, we'll mark F2 and 2F2. Okay, now we'll place the object always towards the left of the lens. Now let's start. The first position is object at infinity. Like you can consider it to be the sun. Sun is at infinity. The rays which are coming are parallel to each other. Let us consider that these rays are also parallel to the principal axis. So here we have taken two incident rays. Both are parallel to the principal axis and parallel to each other. Why? Because the object is very, very far away, that is at infinity. So whenever the object is at infinity, the rays will be parallel to each other. Okay, now according to the rule, any ray of light, three rules we have already studied. The first rule states that a ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus on the other side. So this ray of light will pass through F2. So this is one of the refracted ray. The second incident ray is also parallel to the principal axis. So this will also pass through the focus on the other side. So these two refracted rays are meeting at F2. Whenever refracted rays actually meet at a point, the image formed is real, and we know that we have already discussed real images are always inverted. So what is the nature of the image? 3 points about the image we are going to discuss. The first point is nature of the image. Whenever the refracted rays actually meet, the image formed is real and the real images are inverted. So the nature of the image is real and inverted. Okay, and you can see that real and inverted images are formed on the other side. We have placed the object on the left side and the image is formed on the right side. So the real and inverted images are always formed on the other side than where we have placed the object. So the nature of the image is real and inverted. The second point we'll discuss is position of the image. Where it is formed, wherever the refracted rays meet each other, the image will be formed. Here the refracted rays are meeting at F2. So the image is formed at F2. So the image is formed at focus, which is on the other side. That all you may say it is formed at F2. The third point is the size of the image. Size of the image, as you can see that the refracted rays are meeting at a point. So it is highly diminished image. It is a very small image. It is a point size image. So what can you write about its size? It is a point size image. So the image is point size. So these are the 3 points which we are going to discuss about the image whenever we place the object at different positions. Okay, so draw the figure and note down about the 3 points. Draw the diagram, make the convex lens. Mark the central point as O, optical center. Then mark F1 and F2. F1 on the left side, F2 on the right side, such that OF1 should be equal to OF2. Mark these points. Then double the focal length. Mark 2 more points, 2F1 and 2F2. 2F1, 2F2. Mark 2 more points. Okay, now draw the incident rays parallel to each other as well parallel to the principal axis. Draw the incident rays. Okay, now here these diagrams we call it as ray diagrams. Ray diagrams means rays. Rays means how will you show the rays? Arrows are very important. These arrows only show that these are the incident rays. These are traveling towards the lens. So mark the incident rays and then bend them at the center of the lens. Pass both the rays through F2. Okay, so the image will be formed at F2. Draw the arrows for the refracted rays. Draw this diagram. Then write the 3 points about the image. Write these 3 points. The first point, write down nature of the image. Okay, right, as it's given on the board, same way, copy it down. Nature, real and inverted. Write the second point, position of the image. Write down, formed at F2. Okay, wherever the refracted rays meet each other, the image is formed. So here, the refracted rays are meeting at F2. So the image will be formed at F2. Then write the size of the image. Size of the image is highly diminished. Either you can write or you can write down it is a point size image. Okay, very small image. Okay, like you can face this convex lens towards the sun and place a white sheet or a carbon paper in front of it. Okay, the rays of the sun which are coming or parallel to each other adjust that paper such that you see the bright spot of the sun on that carbon paper or on that white sheet. Place it for some time. After some time you will see that the bright spot, it starts burning, the paper starts burning from that point. Okay, why? Because all the heat rays of the sun are concentrated at that point. That is the image of the sun. That bright spot is the image of the sun. So you can see the image of the sun, and as all the heat rays of the sun are concentrated at that particular point, so it will start burning from that point. Okay, this experiment you can do it at home. Okay, but one precaution, never see the sun through that convex lens. Why? Because your eye may be at the focus and your eye may get damaged. Okay, so this precaution, every time you have to keep it in mind that never see the sun through the convex lens, otherwise you may damage your eye. Why? Because when you are shifting, your eye may be at the focus and the sun rays, that bright spot of the sun will be formed at your eye and the eye may get damaged. Okay, next we proceed to the second position of the object. We are bringing the object closer to the lens. So what will be the next position? Object placed beyond 2f1. So the second position is, write down the second position of the object beyond 2f1. Second position is object placed beyond, double the focus. Which side? On the left side. On the left side, we are marking it as 1. So again, we draw the convex lens, mark the optical center, a line perpendicular to both the faces and passing to the optical center, principal axis, F1, F2 at equal distances from the optical center. Then mark 2F1 and 2F2 on the right side. Okay, now we are placing the object to the left of the lens, that would be beyond 2F1. So the object is placed beyond 2F1. The object is a needle-shaped object. Okay, so from the tip of the object, we can draw a number of incident rays. A number of incident rays could be drawn from the tip of the object. Will refract them according to the rule, and wherever the refracted rays meet each other, the image will be formed. Okay, so here we'll consider only 2 incident rays. You can consider a number of incident rays. All that will be refracted to the same point. The image will be formed at the same point. The nature will be the same, and its size will also be the same. So we'll consider only 2 incident rays. The first incident ray from the tip of the object we are drawing. The first incident ray, you can consider it to be parallel to the principal axis. So the first incident ray is parallel to the principal axis. According to the rule which we have studied, it will pass through the focus on the other side. So this ray of light passes through F2. Okay, the second ray of light, either you can pass it through F1 and this ray of light will become parallel to the principal axis, or you can pass it through the optical center which goes straight without breaking. Okay, let us pass it through the optical center, and we know that this ray is refracted straight, that is without bending. So these are the 2 refracted rays meeting at this point. And we know that wherever the refracted rays meet, the image is formed. So as the 2 refracted rays are meeting here, the image is formed at this particular point. Okay, now let's again study the 3 points about the image formation. The first is the nature of the image. Here also we are saying that the refracted rays are actually meeting. So whenever the refracted rays actually meet, the image formed is real image. And real images are inverted, upside down. Here in the figure also you can see that we have placed the object above the principal axis, and the image is formed below the principal axis, which is upside down. So the image formed is inverted image, as you can see in the figure. So the nature of the image is real and inverted. Real images are always inverted. The second point is the position of the image. Okay, as you can see, draw it with the help of a scale. You will see that the image will be formed between F2 and 2F2, between focus and 2F on the other side. So the position of the image is between F2 and 2F2. So it is formed between focus and 2F on the other side. The third point is size of the image. Okay, draw it with the help of a scale and measure the height of the object, measure the height of the image. You will see that the image is smaller in size. The size of the image is smaller than the object, and any small size image we call it as diminished image. So the image is diminished image, or you may write down as it is smaller than the object. So the image is diminished image. So these are the 3 points about the image formation by a convex lens when the object is placed beyond 2F1. Okay, now draw the ray diagram first and then write the 3 points. For drawing the ray diagram, as I am saying, keep drawing. Draw the convex lens. Both the surfaces curved. Here we have taken both the surfaces to be equally curved. So both the surfaces are curved. Mark the optical center. Mark the optical center. Draw a straight line passing through the optical center, which is perpendicular to both the faces of the convex lens. Draw principal axis. Then mark F1 and F2. Mark F1 and F2 at equal distance from the optical center. This distance O to F1 or O to F2, O to F2 we call it as focal length. Okay, so F1 and F2 should be marked such that OF1 should be equal to OF2. Now mark double the focal length 2F1 and 2F2 on either side. 2F1 on the left side and 2F2 on the right side. Mark 2F1, 2F2. Okay, now draw one object, a needle-shaped object, placing beyond 2F1 on the left side of the convex lens. Place the object beyond 2F1. Now from the tip of the object, draw the first incident ray parallel to the principal axis. The first incident ray parallel to the principal axis, and after refraction, pass it through the focus F2. Focus on the other side. Pass it through F2. The second incident ray. Okay, pass it through the optical center, which goes straight without bending. This ray of light will not bend. The other rays will bend. Only the ray of light which is passing through the optical center goes undeviated, that is without bending. So this ray of light will go straight without bending. And you will see that they will meet between F2 and 2F2. Okay, when you are drawing the figure, see that these two rays will meet between F2 and 2F2. So form the image, draw the image which will be upside down below the principal axis. Draw this image upside down which is below the principal axis. Now write down the 3 points about the image formation. Write these 3 points. The first one, nature of the image. Write down nature of the image. Okay, as you see that the refracted rays are actually meeting, so it is real, and real images are inverted, that is upside down. So write the nature of the image, real and inverted. Write the second point, position of the image. Second point, position of the image. Between F2 and 2F2. Position is between F2 and 2F2. Write down the third point, size of the image. Size of the image. Either you can write smaller than the object or write it as diminished image. Smaller than the object or diminished image. Okay, so 2 positions we have discussed today. The first position is object very, very far away, that is at infinity. We are bringing the object closer. The second position is object beyond 2F1. Now the third position, as we are bringing it closer, the third position will be object placed at 2F1. Then the next position will be object placed between 2F1 and F1. Next position will be object at F1. Then the last position will be object between optical center and focus. Okay, so the next positions we will discuss it tomorrow. Okay, so note down all this.